Livernois, the historical Livernois Avenue of Fashion. And so we are here. Yeah, we can. And so we are here to celebrate and to share good news regarding the Detroit Legacy Business Project. And for Detroit legacy businesses, these are those long-time, long-standing businesses, often are family-owned, community-rooted establishments that are the backbone of our city's culture, our city's history, and economic vitality. These businesses have not only provided goods and services for decades, but they have also created jobs and created opportunities through these businesses, through their businesses. And so they've helped to keep Detroit's entrepreneurial spirit alive. And so it is good news, and for good reason, that we are here today to announce the official opening of applications for the Detroit Legacy Business Project. You know, it's actually good to know that our city cares not just about new businesses and bringing new businesses into the city, which is important and is vital to the city's growth, but that this city also cares and has not forgotten about its long-standing businesses that have been in the city when it was good to be in the city, in season and out of season, when it wasn't always cool, perhaps, to do business in the city of Detroit. We knew otherwise. And so these businesses have endured, they've persevered, some through a Great Depression, some through recession, a global pandemic, and they're still here. These are our legacy businesses. These businesses have withstood the test of time, and they're still here. And so we are excited about this project and the work that it endeavors to do. And my name is Lauren Stovall, and I am the founder of the Institute of Legacy Preservation, and this project is dear to me. I come from a legacy business that is still standing, a business that today is 104 years old, doing business in downtown Detroit. And so it is in that working of that family business where I thought it was necessary for us as a city to stop and take a moment to look back and to remember where we came from and who was with us, where we've been from. And so they're still with us now, these legacy businesses. And so this project is to rightly recognize these businesses, to honor them, and to serve them as they have served us. And so when I had the thought for the Detroit Legacy Business Project, I reached out to Council President Mary Sheffield, and she, without hesitation or even a second thought, agreed, and she came back to me with a solution, a tangible solution and a financial solution. And so we are here now with the Detroit Legacy Business Project for a second round. And so we stand in a legacy business right now in the Mack Galleries, and so we are going to have an opportunity to be welcomed into this space, into this gallery from its owner. Let's bring forth James McKissick.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for being here today. I also want to thank everyone from the city of Detroit and all the support that you've given us at Mack Galleries over the years, really. I'd like to thank Council President. I'd like to thank the Legacy Support Team, who's been wonderful to work with. That's my liaison, Callaway, who's always been supportive. And Detroit Economic Growth, Motor City Match, Take Town. I want everyone to know that Detroit is a wonderful place to pursue your entrepreneurial visions, and that there are people here that are going to support you. My father and I, we've been in Detroit in business for like 34 years, and I'm so proud that the Legacy Project have recognized us as being someone to be like, we're probably my family is probably 6 generations of Detroit, and to be recognized as someone who's Detroiter through and through, and that we're here for the long haul, and that we're here to support not only the community and each other. I just think it's a wonderful thing, and I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you supported this project, and I just want to give everybody a round of applause. So thank you. Thank you.
And we will now bring forth Council President Mary Sheffield to share some remarks and even go deeper into what the project accomplished last year and what we endeavor to continue to accomplish this year.
Well, good morning, everyone. Excited to be here. The Detroit Legacy Business Project is near and dear to my heart. And when Lauren mentioned it to me when she called me almost a year ago, I was also thinking about the same project. So it actually worked out well that we were able to come together to create such a phenomenal project, the first of its kind here in the city of Detroit. The Detroit Legacy Business Project for me came about in my interactions actually on the ground, navigating the city of Detroit, visiting our legacy businesses and hearing directly from them. What I consistently heard was, what about us? What about us? You know, we've been here through the good and the bad. We oftentimes see new programs and initiatives that are geared towards attracting new businesses here in the city of Detroit, but we've been here. We've been here through the good and the bad, and we need help. We need a little assistance, a little love. And so this program, I believe, is the least that we can do to pour into these historical businesses that have really contributed to the overall cultural fabric of our city. And so I am very proud of the work that we've accomplished. I want to thank Kevin Johnson from the DEGC, Mevis, who was hiding in the back behind us. You can't see him, but he's behind here. Mevis, Paris Blessman from my staff, Sean and Justin for really coming together. They work so hard. I see it often. They coming together in meetings, just making sure this project is benefiting the residents here in the city of Detroit. I also want to thank Member Calloway, Member Johnson, because, you know, we can have great ideas, but if we can't fund them, that's another thing. And this council, all of my colleagues were in full support of ensuring that we put more money towards this project to reach more businesses. So, again, thank you all for your support. We accomplished 16 businesses we've delivered support for in the first round. $500,000 was dispersed directly into the hands of business owners who have been the backbone of our neighborhoods for decades. In this particular session, or this round, we are launching $310,000 in new funding for businesses. And I will let them go into more detail about the many grants that we're adding as well as a part of this initiative. But again, I just want to say thank you all for your support. This is a collaborative effort between City Council and the Mayor's office, and we would not be here without the support of all of you all. Justin and Sean, Member Johnson. I said Member Johnson? Oh, for sure. For sure. Definitely said Member Johnson. Again, the entire City Council, unanimous support for this project, and we're looking forward to do more. This is just the beginning. So thank you all for being here.
And so we will now hear from Kevin Johnson with the Detroit Economic Growth Corporation.
Hey, good morning, everybody. What up, though? It is indeed a pleasure and a privilege for us at the DEGC to be a partner with Council President Sheffield, members of City Council, the Mayor's office, to implement what I think to be one of the more innovative projects that a city can take on. I was in Holland, Michigan last week speaking at the Michigan Economic Developers Association annual meeting. And I mentioned to my colleagues, these are 300 economic development professionals from around the state. And I mentioned to them about this particular program. First of all, they looked at me like I had 3 eyeballs because I think it's it's unusual for them, for their city to step up and honor legacy businesses in their cities. And when I talked to them about why we did it, and I talked to them about the impact that this program was going to have on our, you have my seat, darling, on our city, they began to want to learn a little bit more about how this can be implemented in their communities. So as Detroit does, we are trailblazers, we're fire starters in a positive sense, and making sure that we have foundational support for our businesses. So let me talk a little bit about the numbers behind the story. In Michigan, there are over 900,000 small businesses employing 1.9 million people in this state. That's about a quarter of all business employment in the state of Michigan. They design the character of our neighborhood. They design the customer interaction. I interact with my partner over here at House of Morrison all the time. But they're also activating corridors that are desperately needed in this state and in this city in particular. Think about our commercial corridors like an ecosystem. Think about them as being the suppliers to the goods and services that we need in our communities. When these legacy businesses thrive, something magical happens along the corridor. I remember, I live right over there, when this didn't look this way. This street didn't look this way. They didn't have this kind of parking. There was a median cut down through the middle, and it was challenging. I was going to say another word, but I might be on TV. So, but property values have stabilized. Foot traffic have increased. New businesses want to locate along these activated corridors, and so that's why we have to continue this project. But I'll have to be honest, there's some challenges that we still confront. Research shows that nearly 2/3 of family-owned businesses nationally lack succession planning, which I know is important to you, Lauren. And that succession planning means when the last owner passes away, that business passes away. We're not in a position as a city and in America to let businesses pass away because we didn't plan for their success and the succession. So here's what we learned from our corridor work across the city. When you invest in one legacy businesses, you're not just helping the one owner, you're helping the community. You're sending a signal to the entire block that we are here to support you, right? Let's talk about resilience. These businesses have survived recessions, pandemics, even construction seasons along these freeways, along this corridor, where, you know, we had to throw a little something out to help stabilize them while construction was going on.
And we couldn't have made it without it.
But the cool thing about it, though, is they hire locally. They hire us, right? They source locally. They buy from their neighbor. They don't run up out of town to go get service. So they come and they do it right here. They invest in their profits locally. So they make their money here, they go spend it at Good Times on the Ave. They make their money here, they go get their shoe fixes at House of Mars. They make their money here, they go get some services or go to the yoga class around the corner. They do it right here in our neighborhoods, and that's why, again, this is so important and why the multiplier effect of what we do is critically important. So, to our legacy business owners listening today, your success in our corridors is our success. Your growth is our community's growth. Applications are open. The deadline is October the 6th. You heard it here first. Applications are open. Deadline's October the 6th. Let's continue to build Detroit that works for everyone. And I mean everyone. Now, I'd like to bring up two leaders who understand, one leader who understands. This is my partner, Justin Nweno, the Director of Entrepreneurship and Economic Opportunity for the City of Detroit. Come on, Justin.
Good morning. Thank you so much for being here. I want to start off just by thanking, again, my name is Justin Nwenu, serve as the Director of Entrepreneurship for the City of Detroit. So glad to be here in partnership with Council President Sheffield, members of Council who've done so much in making sure that this work is funded, Member Callaway, Member Johnson, DEGC. This work is really not possible without strong teamwork and collaboration. Paris and Sean, Medvis, who's in the back, who almost scared me. But I just want to start off by just saying that what makes Detroit special is just the approach to this work, and the teamwork approach is really special. Also just want to mention that, a lot of, Kevin mentioned that a lot of other cities have different approaches to economic growth. And what really makes Detroit special is our focus on making sure that economic growth reaches everyone. In the neighborhoods, legacy businesses, startups. I talk to a lot of startup leaders every day who ask me, what are we doing to make sure that young people and tech leaders and folks who are starting new businesses have a home in the city of Detroit. I'm excited about all the work that's being done to make sure that they have opportunity. But even more important in many cases is recognizing the legacy and the history and the folks who've already been doing the work for such a long time, and making sure that they have the resources and support and assistance to keep on going further. My dad started a small business, a hair care and beauty supply shop on McNichols. He ran that for 31 years. It's how he met my mom. It's how he put food on the table. And it's businesses like that that not just set a foundation for him as a business owner, but for families and for neighborhoods for years and years to come. And so there are businesses in the city of Detroit who have been doing this work, who deserve recognition, who deserve investment, and we're so excited through this program to make sure that they get the support they need. This program is also just about recognizing that economic growth does not just have to look like large-scale developments or startups, but it can look like small businesses, mom and pop shops that do business with the city of Detroit in some cases, do business with other vendors on their corridors, do business outside of the city of Detroit. So making sure that businesses that are building in Detroit have an opportunity and a foundation to do business even far beyond in many cases. And lastly, I just want to mention that this is work that you can oftentimes see with your own eyeballs. Many of these grants and these investments have funded new roofs for folks who've needed roofs, landscaping, equipment. And so this work is about really making sure that the business owners feel seen, feel heard, but also that they feel invested in so that they're able to carry this work further. And so there are a couple of examples of that I just want to highlight. If you walk past Gigi's, you'll see a $15,000 grant that's completely refurbished the facade, bringing new energy to that business, but also the corridor. Royal Skateland used their grant for new equipment. So kids who couldn't afford previously new skates before now have access to skates to participate and have fun. More families walking through those doors, more birthdays, more parties, more community-centered connections that are being made. And Nuns Barbecue Restaurant, which is right in the middle of their transformation and doing such amazing work. So again, thank you so much for having me. This work is really collaborative. It's really special. So excited to see the impact that this new round of grants has, not just from the $50,000 level and the $15,000 level, but also this new mini grant program, which will provide a lot of financial assistance to businesses all throughout our city. So with that, I want to welcome up Debbie from Nuns Barbecue to speak about the success of this program and what this funding has meant for her business.
Hello, everyone. Come on, husband, don't be shy. I'm the mouth, so this is Mr. Nunn, who's been in business for 41 years. I married into the business 4 years ago, and I got involved 2 years ago. Nuns has survived and on his own through the pandemic. He needed no assistance. The community really supported Nuns Barbecue. That kept him going. A lot of changes we have made in Nuns since I've been there. This program has really helped us. Made sure we was in compliance. A lot of things we wasn't, I didn't know, Mr. Nunn didn't know. The education that I got, the respect and all the help I got downtown, I tell everybody, y'all tell them, Detroit gave me no problem. If anything I have a problem with, I go, they help me. They give me no problem. If they don't know, they send me somewhere else. I have seen a lot of results being made since we got into the Detroit Legacy Program. I really appreciate it. Yes, I appreciate the grant money. Yes, I appreciate the little plaque that we have and everything. But most of all, I appreciate the support and the education that we're getting to make us better, to move forward. I don't know if Mr. Nunn would like to have things to say, or I'm the mouth, so let me see if you want to say anything.
She said a lot, so that makes good. But how we started was a tough times. That my dad did 32 years in a plant at Chrysler. He said he wanted to go into business, so he talked to me about it. I was like, sure, I ain't doing nothing out here in the streets being a fool. So I took upon that and said, yeah, I'm with that. So from the time we got started, and we opened up in '84, and there was a lot going on at the time. I mean, it was very hard, and we seen days that my dad was ready to give up and everything. But then, like I just said, man, God got us, and just got to hang in there. And we kept on doing. I come back. We had a little gig down the street, and I went to serve the gig and come back. He had the lights off. I'm like, Daddy, what are you doing? Oh, we ain't gonna make it up in here. We can't do this. I said, Daddy, only we can make it, we gotta keep them doors open. And from that point on, we never closed. We kept going on. And we've seen some hard days ahead. I mean, it was some days that, he was ready to fold in and everything, and then me and him used to clash heads a lot. And, that's just where it is. And like I said, one day I just said to his Daddy, you are the captain of the ship. I said, well, however you want it, I'm with you. Because I said, I can't overrun you, and I ain't trying to go through you. So I just, stayed the truth and kept going. And here we are, 42 years in, and, God rest his soul, because he passed away in 2004, that we had a fire at the restaurant. And he lost his life there. And it took me 2 years to gather it up, get things back in motion. And of course, the city was a great help to me in doing that. The city was, and the health department, and it was just so much support that came in from that. And that really got me on the next journey to where I am today. He's been gone 21 years, and here it is for me, 19, ready going to 20 years. So it's been a great ride, and I just appreciate the city because they has been there and had my back, and the community, because without them, it wouldn't even be a Nuns barbecue, for sure.
And let it be known, we do hire. We hire people with disabilities. If they have a criminal background, we give that second chance. We really, really hire within our community. If you come in, everyone that works in the business is from the community. Yeah. We're very firm on that one. Yeah. All right. Thank you all for the opportunity. Appreciate you. Mayor. Have a good one.
There you go.
All right, so there we hear it. Many things. There we hear it. But it's those type of stories. When you wonder how a business could remain and stay for 30 plus years, there's stories behind these businesses. And so it's encouraging and it's empowering. And I believe there should be a link up between new businesses and the legacy businesses. And maybe there's something, right? Because there's something to glean that new businesses that you can only learn through experience, right? Sometimes you can't even be taught the things that legacy businesses have the opportunity to share with the community. So today, the grants are open. And so that is why we are here. So we are proud and honored, actually, to be able to continue this project. It was a pilot, and we're still projecting, right? It's still going forward. It's still moving. And so we announce the official opening of applications, again, for the Detroit Legacy Business Grant Project. So these grants, again, we aim to honor the resilience, as we've heard, of our legacy business owners, to provide resources for sustainability and innovation, and ensure that Detroit remains a city where small businesses are built to last. And not even just to strive, right, but to thrive. And so I think this project has an opportunity to help these legacy businesses not just continue on, but to actually be a thriving businesses. As they continue to encourage all eligible legacy businesses to apply and take advantage of this opportunity. Again, the first of its kind project. We are not just preserving businesses, again, but we are preserving these stories, some of which we just heard. We're preserving heritage, and we're preserving a vital part of Detroit's identity. So let me go briefly through some of the eligibility and just, again, what round two is aiming to do. So there will be one $50,000 citywide grant There will be 14 $15,000 grants, and so that's 7 per council district and 7 at large. Right? Did I say that right? All right. And then what we're implementing that is new is these microgrants. So we have 15 new mini or microgrants that will be awarded. And so there's 5,000 microgrants, and then there'll be 10 2,500 microgrants. All right, and so these are some of the eligibility requirements and even allowable uses, what those funds can be used for. So to be eligible to apply, you have to be a physical operating business in the city of Detroit with a minimum of 30 years. That is what this project is constituting as a legacy business. One of what we're constituting as a legacy business is that tenure, so 30 plus years. But also that you're independently owned and operated, that you are open to the public with regular business hours, that you are a current City of Detroit business that is compliant, so that is the licensing, the taxes, the permits. But also what we're looking at is that you are a business that has demonstrated a cultural impact on Detroit and in the neighborhoods. Some of the allowable uses is equipment upgrades. I think that's one of the things that Matt Galleries here is using his funds for. New hardware, business beautification of various kinds, physical enhancements, technology improvements and upgrades, professional services, so even things like legal, accounting, that succession planning, that is so vital and important to legacy businesses. Marketing, these are things that can be used for. Landscaping and curb appeal improvements, so that's just an idea of what these funds can be used for. But again, we are excited that the applications are open now on the website. The Detroit Legacy Business Project site is on the City of Detroit's website. And so there you will be able to apply today. And again, it closes October the 6th. Right? So we're excited. Let's give a round of applause again that applications are open. And so we encourage you to apply today. You know what? I also want to encourage the community. There are still legacy businesses that we have not touched yet in this project. And so we encourage, if you are just a community member, you live in the neighborhood, you are a resident, let the legacy businesses that are in your community, in your neighborhood, know about this great opportunity that is here just for them, that is here to serve them. A lot of them don't yet know about it, and we'll be doing more marketing around that and to get the word out about the project. Also, we'll be doing a version 2.0, really excited about this, but this is coming soon this year, that we'll be revamping this first of its kind legacy business map, directory, and registry. So now we're able to show where these legacy businesses are, encourage the community to shop and support and patronize. That's good for visitors even who are coming into our city to know that where they can support these historical businesses in the city of Detroit. And so now myself and the other colleagues of the Detroit Legacy Business Project are open to any questions that anyone might have regarding the application or anything that we've discussed today. If there are any questions. Hearing none, then again, we encourage, all legacy businesses, you can apply today to the Detroit Legacy Business Project grant. Have a great morning. Do you want